My name is James Williams Jr. Welcome to Kung Fu Havoc number 2. Okay, so I did a lot of blogging earlier today. I'm going to do a little bit more right now. This is a two-parter. Might be long, might be short, which is why it might be a two-parter, might not be a two-parter. Let's be honest. I don't know how long the damn thing's going to be. So this topic here is about why TV shows kind of conclude without giving us a true ending or whatever. Right? As an actor, you know, I would like to state that any show that I'm in, unless I'm killed off before the show ends or whatever, I believe that it should be a contract mandate that the show must have an ending. And not the endings that two of my favorite shows did, alright? And when I say that, I'm calling them out. I don't care. You guys can hate me. This does not reflect the actors that were in the show whatsoever. This reflects the producers and the channel and all the other shit that comes with having a TV show. Okay, first off, the two shows that I happen to mention is Sliders and Battlestar Galactica. Both of those shows were great fucking shows. Let me get that out of the way right now. But if you're like me and you are a true fan, you were totally dissatisfied with the endings of both of those. Battlestar Galactica, complete fucking cop out. Sliders, double butt fuck cop out. It's like a 16 wall break inside of a 16 wall break. That's a lot of motherfucking walls. Because at the end of Sliders, all you know is the black guy injected himself with something that's poisonous to those big-headed guys. I forgot their names since it's been so damn long. I'm sorry. Lead that through the portal, leaving the Jerry O'Connell combination replacement fella. I don't know your name. I forgot the character's name, but you somehow got mixed up with like 3 different main guys and got this other handsome fella to replace Jerry O'Connor, who was a genius in the show, and this guy who replaced him, somehow his brain capacity was like scrambled eggs. So he wasn't smart, but he wasn't dumb. He wasn't Forrest Gump. He was more on the Wile E. Coyote thing. He was a super genius, but he was kind of stupid because he was hazed because they couldn't separate them. Okay, and then his brother was lost in like another dimension. You know, when your contract is up as an actor, you should at least be able to negotiate a way that your character can leave the show without being like stuck in a fucking time warp or some shit like that. So no kudos to the O'Connell brothers because that was like a total like cop out for them, and I like them, but that was like a total cop out. I don't give a fuck how mad I am with the producers. Without the fans, I don't eat. Since I don't have any fans, I'm not eating. But anyway, you don't leave a show like that and have a bitch ass cop out fucking ending. Oh well, we're just gonna let the black guy who's from that earth dive through that portal, especially after you go 5, 6, 7 seasons, and then you like in the 5th or 3rd, 4th or 5th season, when you find out that Jerry O'Connell wasn't even from that earth to begin with. So you're like, oh, well damn, he's that the Enigma. Him and his brother were the Enigmas, and they were taken to 2 different Earths, and they finally met. And the mother from Earth, she knew that he wasn't her child, but no one else knew, and they brought him there as babies, etc., etc. If you actually seen the show, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. If you haven't, then you should go back and watch every episode of Sliders, and then you can Google and be pissed off at me for telling you that I fucked up the ending for you because the ending is a total fucking cop out. Now for Battlestar Galactica, for those who were young enough to remember the original, they made it to Earth, but they never stayed at Earth, and the original cast weren't the ones that made it to Earth, but their descendants made it to Earth. They solved some equations, they helped people cure some diseases, but they didn't stay. They jumped back in the spaceship and left. And one time Starbuck was stranded on a planet and he built a ship, but he let a child take it, and the child made it back. But then I think Starbuck was back on the next episode. It was kind of some confusing shit going on with Battlestar Galactica in the 70s and 80s. And then the new Battlestar Galactica, oh, thank you, Grace Park, because you were the sexiest Cylon ever. I'm sorry. I will always have a crush on her and Kelly Hu and Michelle Yeoh and a couple other ones. But anyway, moving forward with that, it's kind of funny that, they copped out some shit. Now, I can't complain about Nash Bridges because I've never seen the last episode. I'm still trying to find it. But that was one of my favorite shows until Kelly Hu left the show. And then I was no longer watching it. But I picked up with her on martial law. Completely off track. let's get back on these shows to cop out, because those guys, those shows ended fairly well as compared to Sliders and Battlestar Galactica, which, I'm sorry, both of the endings of those shows totally fucking stuck. Starbuck, what the fuck was the deal with her? You know, Adama, he's talking to her. He looks over his shoulder after pouring his heart out, and she just magically disappears. So was she really dead and just a ghost there? You know, they give you more questions than answers. And I didn't even see how Caprica ended because I was in the army. But I know it didn't get a second season or it didn't get a third season, and it just like totally, I was told it was a cop out too. It's just like, you can't cop out a show. You can't. Because when you cop out a show, you fuck the fans over. And you don't fuck over your fans, because without your fans, close up, you don't fucking eat. And you don't get fancy houses and cars and fame. But, you can't cop out when a show is doing well and you want to end it on a good note because you're afraid that you won't get however many seasons you were expecting to get out of the show. Here's my suggestion. First show of the first season is the beginning. Last show of the first season is a true ending. But you don't show it because if you get 2 or 3 more seasons in between, you can tweak that and make it the very last episode of the show and not the very last episode of the season. That way you can give season finales and lead up to that, so if you know that the show is going to be canceled, you'll have that last show on lock because it'll be filmed, and you'll do everything that leads up to it and make like 2 or 3 hour movies, and then finally the last show. Because the way Hercules, the Legendary Journeys ended, that's pretty much what they did. If you're Hercules and Legendary Journeys follower, and then he went to Andromeda, and then if you watch the last season of Xena, that the season finale of that one, it was a cop out that led to the last season. And then if you haven't seen Xena, she dies, but she leaves it in the hands of Gabby, and Gabrielle probably could have carried the show for another season or 2 without Xena, but then it wouldn't really need to be called Xena. But they turned her from a timid little thing to another warrior like Xena was, for other reasons and everything, and it was a good show. For those who didn't like Xena, you get the finger, because Xena was a great show. I didn't like the 2-hour ending. I didn't like the fact that Xena died in China. I think it was China. She died somewhere in an Asian country, and it showed how she learned the little technique of stopping people from breathing and all that other stuff, and it was an awesome ass show. But the ending, it wasn't as much a cop-out as Battlestar Galactica and as Sliders were. I don't think that that's fair for the fans, that if you're in the show, even Stargate SG-1 ended properly. Stargate Atlantis ended properly. Stargate, the last one, I didn't get to see the ending, but I was told it was a cop-out, so that kind of fucked it up, because I really liked Ming Na Wen, and she was in there, and that's the only reason why I watched it. Yes, I do love my Asian women. Anyway, then, what the hell was her name? Tomlin Tamita had a science fiction show, and it ended kind of fucked up as well. So I was like, well, goddamn, every show I like has some kind of cop-out. Eureka had a good ending, but the shows that I named that didn't have a good ending, that had a cop-out, it's kind of fucked up. And then, while we're on Stargate had a cartoon. For those who aren't Stargate fans, you have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm a Stargate fan, but I wasn't as big a Stargate fan as my cousin, but he liked Stargate Atlantis. I like Stargate SG-1, and then I like the new Stargate, and then I like the cartoon Stargate Infinity, which, again, only had a season and some change, and it basically was a cop-out. But see, you can't put a cartoon on early in the morning with Starship Troopers cartoon and think the kids are going to see it when the kids are going to school at the time that the damn cartoon's coming on. So if you're going to have a cartoon early in the morning for kids to see it, it has to come on between their time of getting up and going to the bus, so they can eat it while watching breakfast. Watch breakfast. They can eat the breakfast while watching the show, and it would be great. But that didn't work out. And then Stargate Infinity came on Saturday, and it didn't work out after that. So I was like, okay, well, maybe it's the channel. And if you don't advertise a cartoon, then it's not going to be. Because Escaflownes was a good cartoon. It only got 1 season on Fox. It came on right after Eat the Cat. but it only came on Saturdays, and I only seen the first season, so I don't know how the hell the show ended because then they never put it back on, and they had replaced it with Dragon Ball Z for a while, and then they stopped showing all the Dragon Ball Z's again, and I had to go to Richmond to be ahead of everyone in Charlottesville when it came to watching Dragon Ball Z. So by the time Charlottesville got to the Frieza saga, I was in GT. And now that they're saying that's no longer canon with the new stuff that they're doing, I'm like, wait, that's kind of fucking suck. Again, copping out. You know, you can't keep copping out on shows. And that's just the bottom line. If you want your fans to stay with the show and stay with the genre, the best thing you can do is actually show the show in its entirety. Give it a decent ending. It doesn't have to be a happy ending, but at least a decent ending. If I'm making a movie or show, I'm guaranteed a slightly happy ending. I'm not going to say it's a happy ending. The hero might not always get the girl, but at least he'll get something. You know, a little love right here. You see that heart? Yeah, I'm trying to do like all you young people when that shit's not working. But anyway, you know, diamond cutter. Anyway, so if you're going to make a show, my advice is make the first show, couple in between, the middle show for like that season finale or mid-season finale, and then make the final show. And then if you pick up a season, you leave that final show on lock, and then you make the next season with everything leading up to that show. But you leave out a couple of things so that way they'll know if the season goes, like say you got 5 seasons online, if the network's guaranteed it and the show makes it to the 5 seasons, there's your final shit right there, and you can end it right there. However, some people don't do that. So I'm begging all the people behind the scenes in films and movies and shit, stop copping out on TV shows. Now, comic books have been known to do that, and the guy that was talking about that on YouTube today that I was watching, which is how I got here. This is like, you know, they were talking about like a Black Power thing in the Marvel comic world or whatever, and I was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna listen to this guy. I didn't finish listening to it, but I got the gist of it. So I'm with him. You know, shows and comics, you shouldn't cop out. You should at least bring it into its climax, and that way everybody will be somewhat satisfied with the ending, and then you'll figure out how the hell to do that. So it looks like I'm pretty much done with that, and I'm not going to need to make a second part of this video. So thank you guys very much for enjoying my video. This is Kung Fu Havoc number 2. I'm James Williams Jr. Be seeing you.